Okay everybody, welcome to video number 2. Okay, so we understand the first step is to decide on the subject, decide to own it, put your flag on it. This is exactly what I did, what I am doing on a daily basis. It is what I'm doing with you right now. So what is step 2? You had better have some stories in place. So what do I mean? The world is driven by stories. This is what differentiates one brand from another, right? That is what makes all experts different, their stories. We all have the same tools and technology today. What makes people and experts different is their story, how they connect with people, how they explain who they are, what they value, what service they have to offer to the world. And you've got to understand your thoughtfulness about telling your story. So the first thing you need to have in your story is credibility. Now there are several ways this can be delivered. It can be results stories. So how do you tell the results stories? Let's use me as an example, myself. One of my expertise is business development. So what I did back in 2006, this is before I even had any idea that I was going to be in the internet world of business. I moved my family from Perth, WA, Australia to New Zealand. We set up a company from ground zero in a whole new profession being launched in the legal conveyancing field. So the subject was property conveyancing. That was my 30 years expertise. Within 3 months, we dominated the market share, which really gave the local lawyers a big surprise. Hence, they never invited me to any of their barbecues. And just a sideline from that, when we started this new company, the lawyers at the time made it as difficult as possible as they could for us, but we were determined that we were going to be successful. We had no choice. We had used everything that we had in the bank. We had sold assets. I had moved home, children, my husband, to set up this new venture. So failure was not an option. Within 12 months, we were setting up our second office. We then got hit with the global financial crisis and real estate took a massive hit everywhere globally. During this time, we rebranded our company, strategically moved to the use of the internet to access clients New Zealand wide, and were ranked on page 1 of Google for the entire 7 years for our niche. And then we sold the business in October 2013. So that's a story. That's my story. So you can see that storytelling is very powerful. Now, we also won 2 business awards with the Chamber of Commerce. One was for emerging business and then one for client service delivery. Again, that is a results story. And here I am now teaching you how to start an internet business. How did I get here? Well, that's a story. What I want you to do is get my drift. So imagine this. Really, what if you wanted to be an expert in the real estate industry but never sold a house? Okay, you're saying, come on Kim, wait a minute. But what if you went and interviewed the top 20 real estate agents in the world and you quantified what they said and broke this down into modules and frameworks? Would you be an expert? I think so. So let's take the example of Napoleon Hill. At the time, he was not rich, but he went and interviewed the top business performers, creators, inventors, and entrepreneurs about wealth creation, and then wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. This is the reporter or the rapport story. Then there is the role model. That is what Tony Robbins teaches all the time. If you want results in any area of your life, simply find the successful people doing it and role model what they do. So when you combine results, reporting, and role modeling, you have a huge amount of credibility. The next part of the equation is your connection to your audience. This is your story about how you have been through the same struggle, experienced the same frustration, how you can emphasize, how I nearly quit on trying to have my own internet business. Why? Because I couldn't find anywhere I could truly receive the training or the resources to not only explain the process, but also how to teach it without it being a technical nightmare, because I am not by no means of the imagination from a technical background whatsoever. Now, some in the industry will say, just get out there, thump your baboon chest and brag about your results. But that is not the way to do it. It is about making a real connection with people on all levels. Be human. The best story is the story of struggle. It is what people relate to. The frustration, not knowing what you are doing, the ability to go for it no matter what. People relate to this. Really, just connect your story with credibility, results, reporting, and role modeling. This way you build a community of people that ultimately trust you. So that is video 2. So what you need to do is just go for it. And I'll see you over in video 3. See you there.